Hey, everybody, welcome into Domesticated Gamblers, three dads with our favorite picks of the day. We will be with you each and every weekday here on YouTube. It is January 20th, 2023. My name is Eric. That is Shawn and Tito. If you are watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Also, post a comment on our videos and we can interact with you there. And hit that notification bell so you get our videos as soon as they are posted. Just make sure you get the picks before the games start. You can also find us on Twitter at Gambling Dads. Follow us there because we may have some days like yesterday where we can't get the video up in time before the games start. We are domesticated after all. We have lives and kids and all kinds of things to do. So on those days where we can't get the video out in time before the games, I will tweet out the plays in advance. Also, if you're interested in sponsoring the show, you can slide right into our DMs on Twitter. Again, that is at Gambling Dads. All right, guys, a lot to cover on the show today. I'm fired up. I'm ready. It's Friday. I'm going to have to keep you boys in line as we
Freaky
go along.
Friday, let's go.
I know, I'm ready. So let's start with a quick recap of last night. Tito, you had your first graded play on the show. It was a loser. Tito had his alma mater, Lindenwood, plus 5.5 at home against Southern Indiana. The Lions dropped that one by 16. Tito, you are now 0-1. You were minus $110. How does it feel to lose your very first play on the show?
Yeah, let me tell you something. I should have never trusted my alma mater, right? I mean, I know they went to the NCAA Division One bracket or whatever you want to call it, conference, but I was watching the game on ESPN Plus, and the fans, they did not show up. So there was not a raucous. It wasn't a raucous house at Highland Arena. Unfortunately, I know there were some local celebrities like Randy Carricker and Greg Amsinger from the MLB Network were there, but the students didn't come out. They didn't come out to cheer on the Lions, and so I'm disappointed in my own self. I had a lot of faith. I thought things may have changed, but obviously at Lindenwood, things haven't changed. So that's the last Lindenwood play you're going to see Tito take for the rest of this show. Let me tell you that right now. It's an embarrassment. I can't make any excuses. I relied on the excitement of them moving to the Division One, and you know what? We're going to chalk that one up for a learning experience. And don't worry, I got some plays this weekend. The G-men are going to float out. I got a UFC play that's going to be hot and heavy, and so there's a lot of fire underneath these loins, and I'm ready to spew it all over both of your boy chests. I'll tell you that right now.
That brings me to a good point that you brought up about you bet with your heart last night, and as a gambler, you never bet with your heart. Got to take that equation out of it. So lesson learned, Tito.
Yep, I'm a rookie, so we'll figure it out, Joe Public, and I'll be a seasoned vet before too long, like you two schmoes, and so yeah, great advice, and definitely won't do that again.
I don't want to get into it right now because we got so much to get to on the show today, but I do want to talk about the concept of emotional risk management when it comes to betting at some point here. So I'm going to put that in my notes and we can get to that another time when you're betting against your own team. So we will tease that for another time. As always, we're getting better at teasing. Shawn, you went 2-2 last night. You lost one-star plays in the NHL on the Jets and Rangers. You cashed a one-star play on the Caps. In the big game of the night, you won a 2-star play on Tommy Izzo and the Michigan State Spartans money line. Tommy Izzo and Sparty, they brought it home for you.
Boy, second half, they pulled away.
They really did. It didn't look good at the start, but they pulled it out for you. They gave you a $90 profit on the night. So overall, you are continuing to carry the show on your back. You're now 7-2 on the year with a profit of $790. But I do want to touch on the fact that you went 2-2 last night, but you still made a $90 profit. So you picked a spot, you fired away, and you made a profit despite going 500. So Shawn, can you just elaborate some more on like the importance of really hammering a play when you really like it instead of just making it a normal size play?
Yeah, that's the point of handicapping. When you have an edge or a lean, or we're going to talk about unit size. You want to use that unit size, baby. You want to use that unit size when you get a good lean or an edge like that. I had that modeled at 1-point game, so I wanted to take the spread out of it. But you definitely want to make sure when you have a big lean, you up your unit size. Because if last night every game would have been a 1-star, I don't cash.
Right. It's big. I think that's been really significant for you as a bettor. As you don't have, like we talked about, you don't have to be 56% against the spread if you are cashing your 2 or 3-star plays more often than not, right?
Correct. That's been probably the biggest difference in the last 6 years of me being a gambler.
I said it on the
Give me
very
a break
first.
with this stuff. You guys are slobbing all over Shawn's knob and everything. He lost 2 bets last night. The first night, after the first night, we were singing the praises of 4-0. Oh my God, we went 4-0, 3, all these plays, all these stars plays. And so he loses 2 bets last night, and we're glossing straight over that. Give me a break. He lost 2 bets. He was calling Alex the Great number 8 for some bizarre reason. I told you yesterday on the show. I told you on the show yesterday. This is when the losing streak starts, right? So this is when he loses his bets. But yeah, we want to adjust the narrative, and we want to talk about unit sizes, and we want to talk about these 2 or 3-star plays. Get out of here with this. He lost his first 2 bets last night. Not a good start for you, Shawnee boy. Let me tell you that right now.
Was I positive or negative last night?
You were negative 2 losses. You lost 2 games.
See, this is what the common gambler has got to understand: is I was positive $90. I think that's 4 days in a row I've cashed.
3. I think we're doing 3. This is our 4th show today, right? I think so. Yeah, because we started on Tuesday.
Oh, that's right.
Well, you are carrying the show because me and Tito were actually tied in the money standings. We're both down $110. I lost my only play last night. I had the Flyers minus 1.5 against the Hawks. Philly loses that one 4-1. That drops me to 1-2 on the year. And again, tied with Tito, down $110. So hopefully we got a big weekend, especially in the NFL. The divisional round kicks off tomorrow. So we're going to take one more look at all 4 games today. And most importantly, Shawn is going to finally reveal his picks for these games. He went 61% against the spread this season in the NFL, 64% last season. So guys, if you are going to tell anyone on the show this weekend, Tito, should they be telling you?
1000%, baby. This is where the heart is. This is where we go, right here with Tito. These are some 3-star plays. I got some other plays about Mahomes. Man, this is where you need to be. This is the weekend where I'm going to prove that Joe Public knows what they're doing.
That sandwich is, getting closer and closer to me. That hot salami from Joya's. I'm just ready. I'm going to eat that. I might put a little video up for everyone when I get it from Tito, because he's definitely going to lose. He's definitely Joe Public. He can't even understand the unit sizes, how I won money last night. He thinks because I went 2-2, I lost money. He doesn't even get it.
Hey, my wife knows plenty about my unit size, baby.
Yes, unit. Do not tell Tito unless you just want a roller coaster ride all weekend. Do not tell me either unless you just like nerdy stats. It is Shawn that you guys should tell.
Hey,
there are no guarantees.
Humble pie.
Yeah,
You got to stay humble in this business.
100%. And this is a 4-game sample size in the NFL. So we talk about that all the time. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. But I'm excited to hear Shawn's opinions on these games. And who knows, like you might convince me or Tito to add some plays as well. So I'm pumped about it. Tito does not feel that. No.
He doesn't believe in numbers.
Numbers are optional.
All sorts of numbers, baby.
What did you say the other day? Stats? What do those mean? I don't care about these stats.
Leave me alone. I got my heart on my sleeve. The G-men are going to pull out. They're going to shock the world, baby. We got plenty more to discuss. We'll talk about that here in a second, Eric.
Oh yeah, we'll get to the G-men real quick, but let's get started. We're going to go down in order tomorrow, 3:30 Central. Jaguars at Chiefs. The line is KC. It's up to -9. The total is at 53. Bets already in for this game. Tito, 2-star play on Mahomes to throw at least 1 interception at +112. I do kind of like that play. I do. Tito, I know you're a big Mahomes guy. I know you like the cut of his gym. That must have been a real tough pick for you to make, right?
Absolutely not. Total fraud. Gonna turn over the ball. You want to talk about how Josh Allen was fumbling all over the place. Tomorrow, Jacksonville's going to turn over Mahomes a bunch of different times. I wouldn't be surprised to see Jacksonville shock the world tomorrow.
And all right, other bet already in for this game. I'm on the under 53 with the 1-star play. I am still torn on the side. Shawn, it is your time to shine, buddy. Tell me, where should we put our money tomorrow for the Jags and the Chiefs?
Kansas City -9.
Oh God, no! I didn't want you to do that.
Yeah, broke this game down a little bit today. Jacksonville's got a lot to look forward to. Next year they get Ridley back. He's coming back from a 7-game parlay. It's not a suspension. It's only a 7-game parlay. So hopefully you guys get that joke. But Jacksonville's got some things going, but this is Pat Mahomes. This is the NFL. He owns it. We're living in his world right now. He's must-watch TV. When you broke down last game, Jacksonville still had 4 extra possessions and could not cover. So that's a big deal for me. Lawrence, I've seen the stat. He's never lost a game on a Saturday. Impressive, but that's college. We're going against grown men now. So throw that out the window. It's going to be loud in Arrowhead. I saw Lawrence gave Kansas City fans some billboard material already saying, well, it's pretty loud here in Jacksonville. I can't imagine it'd be louder in Arrowhead. He's dead wrong on that. It's the loudest stadium in the NFL. Give me the Chiefs laying 9.
Tito?
Man, this guy, Mahomes must watch NFL. Give me a break. Guy's a complete fraud. What a phony. Jacksonville's
You're
going
a fraud. You're the fraud, Tito. You're 0-1. You're about to be 0-4 or 5. You're the fraud on the show. You need to be talking about you, the fraud, not Mahomes.
We waited 3 days for this play, and what a shock. Shawn is going to lay the 9 points, and they're going to go with the favorite. What a shock. Everybody, guess what? He's going to go with all the favorites. There's not going to be one play where he's going to go for the underdog. This isn't how Shawn operates, okay? We got to trust the process. We're gonna rally around.
I take the favorites.
On a Saturday, it's going to be awesome. He's going to be shocking the world. Going to be running around. They're going to do a really good job of running the football with NTN. They got the tight end that's really came on strong the last several weeks. That
Ingram
won me a fantasy football championship in Ingram. I mean, they've got some really explosive plays. So, and Doug Peterson, that guy has the it factor when it comes to coaching. I mean, he did it in Philadelphia. All that guy does is win football games. He got pushed out of Philadelphia, comes down to Jacksonville, has an elite quarterback like Lawrence. It's going to be a really close game. I'm not going to bet on it, obviously, but
you're not worried about Jacksonville when they played Joshua Dobbs and they almost lost. They were down 27-0 last week.
No, not worried about that at all. Made some adjustments. What did they do? They made some adjustments, came back, shocked the world, right? So I mean, you're right. They played a horrible first half, but they came back and played an impressive.
If they have to play a perfect game to cover. Okay, they have to play a better game to win. And
yeah. Mahomes is going to turn over the ball a bunch. Watch. Mahomes is going to turn over the ball a bunch. He's going to fumble all over the place. He's going to throw some picks. We're going to shock the world, baby. Duval, baby. That's where my cousin Matt Simon hitting that subscribe link for me, baby. Yeah, we're big Jacksonville fans over here. Shot Khan from Champaign, Illinois, baby. Yeah.
There's a little bit of familiarity with these two coaches, though. Peterson was under Andy Reid in that Andy Reid coaching tree, so Peterson will know, Reid's game plan a little bit, but off the bye for Reid, Pat Mahomes, in Arrowhead, everything's lined up for the Bills and the Chiefs to be playing each other in a neutral site, so the NFL can keep continuing to do this year after year in neutral sites. 50,000 tickets sold in one day down in hot Atlanta.
Continue to do it year after year. This is the first time it's ever been done for the NFC and the championship game, except for the Super Bowl. What are you talking about? Year after year.
Well, I mean, I can guarantee you that Goodell is sitting up in New York, wink, wink, hoping that this does happen. Chiefs versus Bills.
Chiefs Bills. Shawn's got the direct feed into Goodell's office, apparently, everyone.
They want that neutral site to see how this goes.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd put nothing past the NFL in terms of their motivations with things. It's a slimy operation. I don't think anyone has any misgivings about that. So, Shawn, you are in Kansas City -9. How many stars on that play?
That's not an official play. I'm just giving my pick on the game. I won't be playing that play.
Oh my God! Well, you need to clarify that. That's breaking news. What if people already rushed to their computer and put in KC -9?
I'm gonna give some picks. If I have a star on it, I'll let you know. That's just my official pick of the play. I don't mind picking every game just to give the fans, where I'm leaning.
All right. Well, I'm going to pass on the side for this game. I've been leaning Jacksonville, but you convinced me the last game, the Jags lost by 10. So they were just 1 point away from the spread. But what really convinced me, you said that they got 3 turnovers and they recovered an onside kick. Basically, everything went their way and they still lost by 10. What happens when that evens out and they're not getting the turnovers? This could be this could be a trip to Pound Town for the
Yeah.
Jags. So, here's what I'm going to do though, because I have these divisional round stats that I've been citing all week. So what I'm going to do is put out another potential play for tomorrow. So I've been talking about these stats, including one where both number one seeds have covered in this round only twice in the last 19 years. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm passing on the side in Kansas City and Jacksonville, but I'm already on the Giants plus 7.5 for a 1-star play. If the Jags cover the +9 against the Chiefs, I'm just going to leave the Giants bet as is. But if the Chiefs cover, that will mean one number one seed will have already covered in this round. So if and only if that happens, where the Chiefs cover the -9, I'm auto betting another unit on the G-Men, Tito. Whatever the spread is at that time, right before the game, there'll probably be about 20 to 30 minutes, between the games. So if the Chiefs cover the 9, I'm auto betting another unit on the Giants. Just another 1-star play on the G-Men. What do you think about that strategy, Shawn? Is that dumb?
No, I love that. I like to gamble like that myself. That's how I like to bet. Watch those trends, especially when you have data to back that up. I love that. Oh, you know what? Tito over here, if he wants to go against me and take Jacksonville +9, I will make it a 1-star play. If he wants to take Jacksonville, he's talking them up. Why wouldn't he take the +9 if he thinks they're going to win outright?
Call me out just like this, right? Wow. Let's do it. Let's do it, fraud.
All right,
I'll
go
down. -9 Jacks for me, 1-star play, baby.
Ding, ding. Let's get it on. Let's get it on.
Let's go, Lawrence. Gonna shock the world. I'll be blowing your phone up all night at Monster Jam, baby.
All right, I'm documenting on my sheet right now. 1-star plays for each of you. Shawn, Kansas City, -9. Tito, Jacksonville, +9. One more point in this game before we move on. As I mentioned, I am on the under. I talked about how the overs went 5-1 last week in the first round of the playoffs, and I thought the public was going to be all over the overs in this round, and I want to fade that trend. It's happening. The actionnetwork.com data that I'm looking at, 53% of the bets are on the over in the Jags-Chiefs game. That's close. 53% is not much. Giants-Eagles, 74% of the bets are on the over. Cincinnati at the Bills, 67% of the bets are on the over. And Cowboys-Niners, we're going to get into this one a little bit. 85% of the bets are on the over, but 86% of the money is on the under. So there is some big-time professional money on the under right now in that Cowboys-Niners game. We still have another 2 days where the market can take shape. But I think I was on right there on my point that there were all these overs last week in the first round. I think the public just want to bet the over this week. Look for some unders this week. I really like my play under 53 in Kansas City, Jacksonville.
The unders this year is really because defenses have decided they're going to play back. They're not going to give up the big play. They're going to let you dink and dunk all the way down the field. And hopefully you get a holding penalty. Hopefully there's something, a turnover. That's why the unders really been cashing this year.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. So, we're going to talk more unders later in the show, but let's move on to game 2, the main event for this show tomorrow, 7:15 Central, Giants at Eagles. Eagles -7.5. The total is 48. Bets already in for this game. Tito and I are on Daniel Jones and the New York Football Giants +7.5. Tito has made it a 3-star play. I have it as a 1-star play, but as I just mentioned, I might add more depending on the results of the Kansas City game. Shawn, this is literally the most anticipated moment of the show for me so far in the show's existence. Are you going to come on over and hop into bed with me and Tito, or are you going to bet on the quarterback that's got a crappy injured shoulder?
So here's the deal. We're going to know early on if Hurts is healthy or not. If he's running the ball and the option, we know he's fine. If he's not and he's sitting back in the pocket, passing, He's not running, using his legs. We know he's injured. So I'm going to jump on the G-Men with you boys.
Yes. Yes.
We're talking about, baby.
I like it at 7.
Eric Stats backed it up. Eric Stats backed it up yesterday. He laid it out just a moment ago, too. Too much data there, too much information there for you to not take the 5.5 points at this exact moment.
7.5. 7.5. Shawn, I want to make sure I clarify. Is this like, ooh, I'm not really going to bet this, but I kind of like it, or is this an actual play for you? Damn it! Come on, let's go. Live a little.
There's just not these big leans or edges this week.
Look at all the data I've given you this week. It's Giants all day.
Yeah, but I like to fade data. I like to go against the trend. I think this could be the year that both favorites do cover. I broke down that Giants-Eagles game. It's all up to Hurts' shoulder. If he's healthy, like the injury report says, this could get ugly too. This could be 2 ugly games on Saturday. Because Daniel Jones, he's not going to throw the ball around a lot. If they get down 10-0, 14-0, this game's over. But I think Hurts is probably injured. I think he probably is. He didn't look too good in Week 18, and they needed to win that game. So I'm going to take the Giants here with you boys, but I'm not going to put any money on it.
Damn it! Come on.
All right. We'll do one play, one star.
You don't have. I'm not badgering you into it. You're only up like what 7.9 units. Like you can afford a unit, so we can all cheer together on this game.
But that's not how I. That's not my system.
Not how he bets, baby.
Final answer: is it a 1-star play or is it just a lean and you're not betting it?
Let's go with a half a star. Let's go with $50 on it.
All right, so you're betting 55 to win 50, right?
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right, let me document that. Half star on the G-Men plus 7.5. 55 to win 50.
These numbers, they're right where they should be when you break these games down.
Well, another reason I'm so excited about this game, it's a night game tomorrow. It's 7:15. My kid goes to bed about 8-ish. I'm gonna be able to get to watch almost this entire game. I never thought I'd be so excited to watch the New York Football Giants, but I am like jacked up to the extreme for this game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a great game. Daniel Jones is going to be running all over the place. Saquon Barkley is going to rush for over 100 yards. Dayball knows what he's doing with regard to the play calling and ball control offense. So
he does.
I don't foresee it being an issue where they're going to go down 10, 17, 14, nothing like that. I think Brian Daboll knows exactly what the strengths of his team are, and he'll exploit that to a high level degree of certainty.
The NFL would love for Dallas and the Giants to play in the NFC Championship game. They would love that.
Shawn, anything on the total, or is that you're just not really looking at that?
No total here. No.
Okay. Tito, anything else?
I do have an idea on a total play. If the Chiefs win and the Bills win, I would jump on the over right away when that number first comes out. They're going down to Atlanta, fast track. That's going to be a shootout all day. So expect that number to jump up 3 to 4 points within a few days. So I would jump on that right away if you can.
All right, that's a good point. Tito, you got anything else in this game, or are we just going to root like the devils that we are tomorrow?
You know what? Give me 1 star. You guys are talking me into it.
Yes.
Give me 1 star on the Giants.
Yes.
God damn it.
Well, you write that down, Eric, man.
I'm just emotion and heart. You can't do this when you gamble. You can't.
But it's not. It's numbers. The data is overwhelming for me. I would be shocked if both the Chiefs and the Eagles cover tomorrow. I really would.
I would too, just because the NFL wants a great game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they have 2 duds on Saturday. You know they don't want that. All right, let's move on. Sunday, 2 p.m. Central, Bengals at Bills. Bills are minus 5.5. The total ranges between 48.5 and 49.5, depending on your book. And that's an important point I want to hit. If you are gambling, you should have as many books at your disposal as possible. So if you are in a state where gambling is legal, you should have an account at every single book. You may not think a half point here or there is going to make a difference, but I'm telling you, over the long run, it makes a huge difference. You can find all the current odds at all the major books at actionnetwork.com. Shawn, I think we talked about that a day or two ago, that getting the best of the number is critical, isn't it?
Yes. I also would like to throw out a play for the first 2 games we talked about. I know it's chalk, a 2-team, 6.5 point parlay. For the Chiefs, minus 2.5. A teaser, sorry. Yeah, teaser. Chiefs, you go down to 2.5 and you go to the Eagles -1. That's a great option this weekend. I don't see both losing straight up.
You sound like every Joe Public guy out there right now.
Every sharp's on it too.
Really? Okay, is this an official play or just you're throwing it out there?
I'm just throwing that out there. No official play.
Okay. All right. Back to the Bengals and the Bills. The bet's already in for this game. Tito, another 3-star play on the Buffalo Bills. Tip of the cap to you. Got it at 4.5 earlier this week. It's currently at 5.5. I'm on the other side. I got the Bengals plus 5.5, 1-star play. So hopefully we both cash. There is a chance it happens. All right, Shawn, are you riding with me or are you riding with Tito on this one?
Bad news coming out of Cincinnati with their offensive linemen. Sounds like they might be missing 4 linemen. Yeah, but Burrow gets rid of the ball quick. Buffalo hasn't been too impressive. Give me the Bengals plus 5.5. 2-star plus. 2-star.
1-star?
2.
2. Yes, Tito, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. I'm just saying.
Oh, wow. I mean, especially with Mixon being hurt. He was hurt late in the season. He had his offensive line problems. I know Burrow gets rid of the ball quickly, but man.
The Bengals have a storyline here too. They're pissed off that they are not having home field advantage in this game. They're pissed off. And they've been talking about it in the locker room. Why isn't this game at neutral site?
That's a fair point. And not only that, like they were the good Samaritan in that situation. Like they didn't have to. It was the Cincinnati head coach went across the field after the NFL said, all right, we're going to give you 5 minutes because that's the kind of operation they are. Allegedly, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And the Cincinnati coach was a good Samaritan, and the game ended up getting postponed or canceled altogether. So I'm really looking forward to this game. We've talked a lot about the emotion factor, Tito, in this one. How are you feeling tonight?
It's showing its true colors now. He came out like 3 days after the postponement of the game and was started complaining about how they should have home field advantage. Give me a break. He did a great thing that night on Monday Night Football and going over to Sean McDermott, making sure that the teams were prepared. And then he comes out 3 days later while Damar Hamlin is still fighting for his life and starts complaining about how it's not fair. We should have home field advantage. There was no guarantees that they were going to beat the Bills that night. There was no guarantees about anything that night.
I don't think that they said that necessarily. I said they're just.
That's exactly what they did. He came out 3 days later and was started complaining about how this is really unfair that we're not going to be able to play this game and how we should get home field advantage. He came out and said that at a press conference. This guy is a fraud, and Buffalo's going to go in there and take it to him and show them who was really going to win that Monday Night Football.
Zach Taylor say that it was unfair. I heard him talk about how the AFC Championship game was to be played at a neutral site. Why wouldn't this one be played at a neutral site?
I don't know. I don't agree with that because, like, the Bills and the Bengals played the same amount of games, and the Bills had a better record by 1 game. It's not an uneven situation there. Bengals should have won 1 more game.
Yeah, but they were cheated out of the head-to-head matchup.
Cheated? Wow. Bold statement there. All right. Anything else in this game from either of you?
I mean, if Josh Allen, he's going to go out, Tito says he's the best player in the NFL, but how many Super Bowls has he been to?
He hasn't been there yet.
How many's Burrow been to?
He's been to 1.
After he tore his ACL and a terrible injury. This kid's went through adversity year after year, the LSU story. That's why I like the Bengals.
Adversity after adversity. What are you talking about? He was the number 1 recruit going into Ohio State. Then he built it there, then went down to LSU. And just joined that bandwagon of a team that one of the greatest teams ever assembled in LSU and just rode their coattails all the way to a national championship. What are you talking about here? This is ridiculous.
Yep. Then everyone talked about Burrow coming down there and being a leader.
No, the leader was Eddie Orgeron, baby. Go dog, go. I don't even know what they're called. I know go Tiger.
The Bayou Bengals and now the Cincinnati Bengals. Shawn, 2-star play.
Who day?
It's Who Day. That's right. Cincinnati plus 5.5, 2-star play for Shawn. We all got a lot of action on that one. All right, final game of the weekend, Sunday, 5:30 Central. Cowboys at Niners. Niners -4. The total is 46 or 46.5, depending on your book. Again, find the best of the number. We have no plays already in for this game. I know for me, this is the one I'm really, really having a hard time with. I am leaning under. I'm not quite there yet. So Shawn, what do you got on Cowboys and Niners?
I got a 1-star play on the Dallas Cowboys.
All right.
I think we got a close game. This is going to be Sunday Night Football. They're talking about this might be the most viewed game of all time. So I just think the NFL, this is going to have to be a close game. Give me the points. Brock Purdy, Tito talked about it. Purdy's not so Purdy. So I guess he's going to lean with me on this game. Another guy with adversity, Dak Prescott. He lost his brother, suicide. He broke his ankle. Terrible scene on the field. We all watched it. Here he is coming back. Give me Dallas. I think they win an ugly game. The only thing that scares me, and if I'm Mike McCarthy, they signed another kicker onto the squad this week. I'm carrying 2 kickers. If Maher misses the first one, get him out of here.
Yeah.
But I doubt he does it.
I saw it. I don't like that play of carrying another kicker, but what I will tell you is I watched the video this morning of CeeDee Lamb talking to Mar the kicker or whatever. What a stand-up guy. What some heart and soul of the Dallas Cowboys with Dak Prescott. Shawn mentioned it. With some of the adversity he's faced over the years. CeeDee Lamb, really true gem of a player, of someone that really resembles what it is to be a great teammate. Just talking to Mara about, we still got you, bail us out of a lot of different jams. That's really what you want to see. It kind of motivates me to keep on saying that Purdy is not Purdy and that Kyle Shanahan is not the best coach in the NFL, like this Joker said a couple days ago.
Yes.
And so Dallas is really Dallas is going to take it to them. I like the over on this one too. I'm not going to put a play on it, but I like the over on this. And I think Dak Prescott kind of has this coming out party, leads them to the NFC Championship game, and they go and fight for the G-men to go to the Super Bowl, baby.
So you think Dallas is going to take it to San Francisco? You don't have a play yet on this game. Do you want to lock one in on Dallas?
No, I'm good. It's just going to be a fun time to watch and text with you jokers, and we can talk about it on Monday morning and see what ended up happening. But no official play from Tito. I got enough 3-star plays out there this weekend.
I just want to say, Tito, you called me out and said I'm going to take all the favorites, and I took 3 dogs.
You did. 3 dogs.
Your take was completely wrong again. Just way off base here.
You're a big favorite guy.
I'm going to disagree with you, Tito. I know you didn't bet it, but you said you like you're leaning towards the over. I'm still leaning towards the under. I cited the stat yesterday. I still don't know what DVOA is. Shawn, I'm not even going to ask you. We're not going to get in the weeds on that. But these are
we can break that down another day if you'd like.
All right. Yeah. Maybe we could do that in the time in between the championship games.
I can get you guys on board with, I got you guys on spin rate and those things in baseball. And
yeah.
I can't even think right now. I'm not even baseball mode.
Exit velo, all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so these are the 2 best defenses in the NFL according to DVOA. We talked yesterday. The teams they're gonna run the ball a lot. They're very good at it. That means that the clock's running a lot. Purdy, rookie quarterback. Dak led the league in picks. Maybe that leads to a more conservative game script. I also saw this, and maybe you guys think this is crazy, but hear me out. The referee tomorrow is Bill Vinovich. In the last decade, Vinovich games are 89 and 62 to the under. That's 59%. And that's enough. Quick math, 151 game sample size. A Vinovich crew, this one also sticks out to me. They have called the fewest total penalties of any crew this season overall. And they have called the fewest defensive pass interference penalties in the NFL. So you may not see those big chunk plays where you get a bunch of yards on a defensive PI call. So I want something on this game. I'm going under. I'm just going to take it. I'm going to trust the data. Shawn, you said you think it's going to be, I think the word you use is ugly. It's going to be an ugly kind of smash mouth game. That smells under to me. I'm going to take that extra half point because it's out there. Under 46.5. I'm going to do 1 star on that. What do you think on that?
I like the data on that one. In this game, the under scares me a little bit about Purdy or Dak. If they turn the ball over, we're going to have an over.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like turnovers, that's huge to the over, especially if you get a pick 6 or a fumble recovery for a touchdown like that. That is the thing that it's kind of steering me. It's probably my most nervous, least confident play of the weekend, but just I think it's much more likely this game goes under than it goes over. That's just where I'm at.
Yeah.
Tito, anything else on this game?
I don't think so. No.
All right, we covered it all. Let's get to the picks. Shawn, once again, you have the honors. You are 7-2 on the year, plus $790 overall.
Oh,
Recapping,
I did. Eric, if you got a minute, could you pull up Kelsey's prop for receiving yards this week?
all right, do that. Talk about your college basketball play while I do that.
Well, I wanted to get into this. Kelsey's only 99 yards away from setting the all-time receiving yards by tight end in playoff history. So, I think that there's Jacksonville last matchup. Kelsey ate him up. He ate him up. I think he went over 100. So I wonder whether I didn't get to look at where they had the yardage at.
All right, I just found it. Kelsey, and this is on the book that we use, Shawn. The number is over, it's at 80.5 receiving yards. And again, this is just one book. The over is juiced to 130, minus 135. The under 80.5, it's at minus 105.
Yeah, so there's a prop play for a couple players, a couple guys who've been talking to me about, adding more prop plays. That's not an official play for me, but that's just something for the fans. This guy's 99 yards away. I think he can get it this weekend. So I'm going to go with New Mexico, minus 155 money line, 2-star play tonight. It's a late game, so you get the kids in bed, turn the game on. It's probably on FS1. I don't know where it's televised, but I'm sure you can figure that out.
Miss Johnson, power quality game for FS1, baby.
And that's all I got.
All right, we'll recap your NFL plays, and correct me if I'm wrong in this way. I'm pretty sure I wrote it down correctly. You got a 1-star play on the Chiefs, minus 9. 1-star play joining us on the G-Men, plus 7.5. I cannot wait for that game. Your best bet of the weekend, 2 stars on the Bengals, plus 5.5 at Buffalo. And finally, a 1-star play on the Cowboys, plus 4. So if you were tailing anyone on the show, I'd recommend Shawn. Again, small sample size, 4 games. We could go 4-0. We could go 0-4. Anything could happen. The prop plays you mentioned, Shawn, you did put out a bonus video last night that's on our YouTube channel. So check that out. Again, hit the like button if you're enjoying the show right now. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well.
And also add notifications. Turn them on for our show. That way you can just get a quick notification on your phone that we've dropped the show, and you get some easy picks coming at your way there. I think your brother was talking about that, Eric, that notifications. I'm pretty new to YouTube.
Yeah, it's a good point. That was a great point by my brother. And so, yeah, we'll continue to plug that. I'm up next. I am 1-2 overall, minus $110 on the year. My pending picks, all 1-star plays. Jacksonville, Kansas City, under 53. Giants, plus 7.5. Bengals, plus 5.5. And Djokovic to win the Australian Open, minus 110. Let's keep that hammy attached to the body, okay? Picks I have added during this show. Again, this is a potential pick. If and only if the Chiefs cover the minus 9, I am auto betting another unit on the Giants, whatever the spread is at the time right before the game. It'll just be an additional 1-star play on the Giants. I have decided to go with the under 46.5 with the Cowboys and Niners. That's a 1-star play. I got 2 plus money bets in the UFC tomorrow. I have no analysis on this. I am just tailing a guy that I trust on the UFC. Tito, you might need to help me out here on the names. Is it Glover Teixeira?
Glover Teixeira, yep.
So like Mark Teixeira, like the old Yankee Ranger?
Yep.
He's plus 115. Plus 115 on DraftKings. I'm taking him to win the fight. That's a 1-star play. And then this one, DEIVESON.
I don't think we should be betting things we can't pronounce.
I'm going to call him Figgy. Figgy. Plus 105 on DraftKings to win. 1-star play. So if I win one of those 2 UFC bets, I profit because they're both at plus money plays. And I have my very first soccer bet on the show. It's going to be a 1-star play. Tito, we are heading to the Bundesliga. not the second Bundesliga, the first one, the original Bundesliga. Sunday, 10:30 a.m. So a little appetizer before the NFL. You have Borussia Mönchengladbach. Yes, that is the name of a team. Borussia Mönchengladbach against Bayer Leverkusen. If you are looking for this at your book, it's under Bundesliga, maybe first Bundesliga. Bayer Leverkusen is spelled Bayerleverkusen. Tito, we saw them in action. That was the team that came over to play the friendly against our new MLS team, St. Louis City SC. So we are going to go over 3. What's that, Tito?
They're sponsored by, sorry, I got a little boy right below me talking, but they're sponsored by Bayer, which has headquarters here in St. Louis.
St. Louis Company. I did not know that until they came over. So should be a good game on Sunday. We are going over 3 at -108 on Bovada. So hear me out on this. If you bet the over 3 in the last 9 games for Munch, I call them Munch on my spreadsheet to abbreviate them. Bet the over 3 in their last 9 games for Munch. You'd have 6 wins, 3 pushes, and 0 losses. On the other side, if you bet the over 3 in all 15 of Bayer Leverkusen's games this season, you'd have only lost 4 times. This could push at 3. It very well could push at 3. But both these teams have had disappointing starts to the season. They cannot be passive if they want to get back in the race for the top 4 in the Champions League. They have to go for it and try to score. So I'm going over 3 in that one at -108 on Bovada. That's it for me on the weekend. Tito, you were off to an 0-1 start, -$110. Your pending picks. I'm going to recap one more time. Mahomes, throw an interception. Yes, +112. 2-star play. 3-star plays on the Giants and the Bills. Giants +7.5, Bills -4.5. And anyone outside the WWE roster to enter the Royal Rumble, no at +150. That's a 2-star play. I looked it up. The Royal Rumble is a week from tomorrow. So I only got to talk about this one more week. Picks you've added on the show. You just added Jacksonville +9 as a 1-star play, so you can go up against Fish. And then you have, I believe you have a play in the UFC. What do you got, Tito?
I sure do. I love that. I love this matchup. That the guy that we can't say versus Brandon Moreno.
Biggie against Moreno.
Biggie against Moreno. UFC 283. Big UFC fan over here. I'm not gonna get this. I'm not gonna get this this pay-per-view just because of the card. It's kind of weak, but I like this fight. I like Moreno to win by KO. I think it's +550.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make that a 1-star play. Moreno. Last 3 fights that he's won by either submission or by TKO. So I think the play is a KO or a submission or a disqualification.
It's not a submission. I want to make sure I'm clear on this. So the official play is a 1-star play. Moreno to win by KO, TKO, or DQ +550. So that's the play.
Right. That's the play. Last 3 fights he's won. Two of those last 3. Have he's won by TKO or by knockout, and he's also fought 3. This will be his 3rd fight in the calendar year versus this other guy Figgy, who only seems to want to fight once a year for some bizarre reason. So this guy doesn't want to fight him. It's kind of been ducking him. It seems like fought him a couple of years ago, but he's scared of Moreno. Moreno's going to take him down, baby.
This is one more point, Tito. I want to educate you here. I'm not ripping on you. I want to educate you. You just cited the stat that Moreno has won 2 of his last 3 fights by knockout, right? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. So when you say really he's won 2 of his last 3 fights by knockout, it's really 2 of his last 4. Because whenever you're using a stat like that, you have a cutoff point at some point. And the last one, I'm assuming he did not win by knockout. So, I know with the stats, we can always kind of, interpret them the way but again, honesty, transparency, that's what we're all about here on this show.
These guys are splitting hairs with me. Before, Shawn lost 2 bets at the beginning, and we're talking about unit sizes, and now we're talking about me saying 2 out of his last 3 fights that he's won, he had knockout. So we're splitting hairs here. You want to call me out for being Joe Public, that's fine. But I got stats to back up my points too, and I thought I did some research, finding this stuff online. You guys should be commending me for this. This is like an informative play versus last night where I'm like, oh, Lindenwood's playing at home, at Division I team now. I get it. Now I'm bringing up stats and you guys are still Still can't be satisfied with Joe Public over here. I mean, what can I do to prove to you guys that, hey, I'm trying to take this stuff seriously. I'm trying to get this fired up.
You said
We
you
got
guys,
my-
you guys. I didn't say anything.
You're shaking your head yes all the time he's talking.
Just giving the people what they want.
I'm just
my
educating
goodness.
you. Educating you, Tito. Like I said yesterday, you are a beautiful little caterpillar right now, and you can blossom into a big butterfly. But one of my favorite Mike Shannonisms, by the way, Mike Shannon, the longtime voice of the Cardinals, he said one time, "This game started as a giant, is a tiny little caterpillar, and has blossomed into a giant cobra." That was a Mike Shannonism. That actually happened. The man is a treasure. Mike Shannon, Cardinals legend. Okay, that's all we got. Any final thoughts, Shawn?
Yeah, the NFL is really gonna be center stage tomorrow, but there's some great college basketball games. And I think there's 100 games tomorrow or something like that. So there's a ton of edges. I might wake up in the morning if I get the lines and give out a video on some college games tomorrow.
Yeah, tricky thing is when we do this show for college basketball, the lines are usually not out for the next day. So that might be a little tough, but yeah, weekend. I know I looked at the EPL. I don't really have any edges right now in those games, but when the lineups come out, tomorrow and on Sunday, if I see a lineup that I think gives me an edge, I might put out a video as well. So just keep an eye on that. Again, another reason to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@domesticated.
We got Arsenal versus Man U tomorrow.
Yeah, Arsenal gets Man U. I can't remember if it's Saturday or Sunday, but man, that's definitely the game of the weekend.
Yeah, that's gonna be a huge weekend for sports.
Tito, any final thoughts, brother?
Yep. No, looking forward to this weekend. Looking forward to cashing some checks. Looking forward to Monday morning when Shawn's gonna be eating some crow on Daniel Jones and Brian Dable and the G-Men, and seeing Jacksonville shock the world and come on and go into Arrowhead and win, baby, outright, baby. Forget the -9. They're going to win outright.
Oh, boy.
You remember Shawn bet the Giants with us, right? You do remember that?
It was like pulling teeth. They didn't want to do it. Finally, we convinced him to do it. So he's not really on it. He's just we finally succumbed to the pressure. That's fine. We'll keep one pressure on you.
Was healthy. I'm taking the Eagles, but I don't.
Oh my goodness, Jalen Hurts is not healthy. This guy. So many backtracking, Eric. I mean, I don't even know how you can continue with this show, right? I mean, this guy just has to keep on hedging his bets, keep on being this some sort of sharp $600 haircut. I'm talking about unit sizes, talking about how he didn't really lose any plays last night. Here I come full circle and just let you know, hey, falling short. I lost my bet yesterday. But guess what? Tito's going to come back this weekend. He's going to fire it up. We're going to go 4-0, however many bets I have. I don't even know how many bets I had this weekend. We'll find out on Monday morning.
I've had enough of this, bro.
They're all
my money backs it up. I backed up my plays.
Do anymore. You keep on yapping about all your busy schedule and all this stuff. Done with it. Number 8, you want to keep on talking about number 8s and number 10s and number 5s and all stuff. All the players by their real nicknames. You
12 and 8. I'm not a fraud because my picks speak for themselves all year.
I'm not a fraud. Anyone that comes out and just says initially, I'm not a fraud, my picks come out 100%. That's a fraud move.
100%. You come up with, you need to take those off. You must not be hearing me correctly.
We got
my big guy.
We got the weekend to stew on it. We got a ton of action coming up.
Reminds me of Skip Bayless over here.
Yeah, we got a little.
You know what? Hey, by the way, I forgot. I have one other play. I told the guys from the Athletic Association that next week I'm going to look at the schedule. Next week I'm going to have some hot CYC 6th grade boys action for you guys. I'll be putting those plays out to you next week. So be on the lookout for those. Little teaser for next week. I'll look through the schedule this weekend. I'll let you know where the plays are for CYC basketball here in St. Louis, Missouri, baby.
I think they're going to put that up at DraftKings. All right, that's going to wrap it up. Remember, hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also post a comment on this video. We can chat with you there. And hit that notification bell as well so you can get our content as soon as it comes out. Also follow us on Twitter at Gambling Dads. For Shawn, for Tito, I'm Eric. This has been Domesticated Gamblers. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the games this weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.
Let's fade Tito and let's cash.